Hi friends, good morning. I hope everyone is doing well and keeping safe. Thank you so much for watching another video from That Gardener channel. Today we're going to do another harvest video and we're going to try something a little bit different. One of our subscriber friends from our garden had mentioned that we should try to maybe even show what we end up cooking with the harvest. So I thought I will try that out today. I just wasn't sure that gardeners would want to see that because there's so many good videos on cooking and recipes, and I'm not really an amazing cook. But I'll give it a try today, and maybe you can follow along and give my recipe a try, and if you enjoy it, then I'll make more of those. So thank you again for the comment to our friend from our garden, and I'm so glad that our viewers do end up giving a bit of time to watch the videos and also comment. It really helps us a lot as a small channel. And thank you again to everyone for watching our channel, and we made it to 200. That was a big deal for us. So thank you so much. So let's get going for today. Our coriander bed, and we also have some turmeric growing here as well. What we're going to try to do is harvest a little bit of our coriander, or it's also called dhania, and we're going to try out the recipe. And picking out coriander is quite easy. What you want to do is just make sure you don't pull out the dhania, rather you just cut and trim the tops off. So you just want to get all the tops up to the stem and not pull out any of the actual corianders. And you can do this repeatedly on a regular basis, especially when you're having a lot of rain or really hot weather, because you want to make sure that they don't bolt, because coriander tends to bolt very easily, just like any other herb. But I find actually coriander does it even more than basil or mint, so it's actually good to do this on a very regular basis. Cut the tops off and keep using it, and it actually helps it to grow better and better over time. And as you remember from one of our older videos, we always pick out the flowers. If they tend to bolt and they start to flower, that's the time you want to pick out all the flowers, otherwise the taste of the herb becomes bitter and it changes, which we don't want. Coriander is actually a very easy herb to grow. It's so easy. You just buy some seeds from the market for the coriander, and you can actually put them in water for a day, for 24 hours, and then if you sow them very shallow in the soil, you'll find that within 3 weeks you'll start to get a good amount of dhania germinating already. You should definitely check out my video on tips of soaking seeds. I did that with the coriander seeds and it works wonder. So please do give that a try as well. So we're just going to chop all of these out. Coriander roots are very shallow, so you want to be extremely careful when you're harvesting not to pull anything. Just use your scissors to clip the tops off and then you're done. So I think nice and easy. So I think on this side we're done, but we do have another bed where we're going to get some more. So here we go. We have quite a lot in this bed as well. So here we go. I think we're all done with the coriander. We have a good bunch here. So the next thing we're going to harvest is going to be some nice ginger for our recipe from our garden. If you remember from a previous harvest video, we talked a little bit about harvesting ginger. So in ginger, what we always try to look for is the dry leaves. So the next one that we're going to harvest for our recipe is going to be ginger. And if you remember from one of our older videos, when we harvest ginger, we want to make sure that the leaves coming off the ginger is dry. So it needs to be quite dry and brown and somewhat slouching over. And that's when you know the ginger is ready, and it takes roughly about 10 to 14 months depending on your climate. And that's how you know ginger is ready. So you can see these ones are not quite ready. They're getting there because they still have a bit of the green leaves and they're still quite sturdy as well. But compared to this one here, you can see that it's slouching over, it's browned, so it's quite ready for harvest. So we're going to collect this one for our harvest today. So when harvesting ginger, you want to be extremely careful that you don't injure the root itself. So you want to make sure that you go around very gently to scope out the radius of the ginger root, and then you gently want to pull out the root. So here's the leaf, it has come off. And you don't want to also injure any of the other roots in the area because we have several ginger growing here. So that's a nice big chunk, and then we can just leave the rest as it is, so we don't want to disturb. If you start seeing the other ginger's roots coming off, you just want to add a bit of soil on top so that it's nicely covered. So this is a nice chunk of ginger for our recipe today. It's more than enough. So the last ingredient for our recipe today is going to be mint leaves. So we're going to get it from our little herb square. We just need few leaves from the mint, so we'll do it exactly as we do with other herbs. We just take the tops, few of these leaves, and it's always very good to harvest this regularly as well to make sure that it doesn't become woody, because mint tends to become very woody over time, and you tend to have more wood than the actual leaves, so you want to keep harvesting regularly. So I think that's enough. We have a bunch of mint, we have our ginger, I've washed it so it's clean, and we have all our coriander or dhania, we have a bunch of that. So I think we are ready for going inside and doing a bit of cooking for recipe today. See you guys inside. So the next step for us is going to be to put the dhania, after it's been washed nicely, into the grinder. And then we want to make sure the mint is added. So dhania is the main ingredient, and for the mint we just want to add very little. It's going to be just a quarter of 1 cup. The next ingredient we're going to use from our garden is going to be the ginger. So we had quite a lot of ginger. You don't need so much. You need basically this amount of ginger, so it's only going to be about a thumb size of ginger, and that's sufficient. So I'm going to add 5 chilies. I've washed them. These are from our garden as well. So we want to cut it into smaller pieces and add it. And again, this is up to your taste. If you want something mild, I would suggest just adding 1 to 2 chili. If you want a bit spicy, then you can add up to 5. And then beyond that is pretty deadly, so I would avoid it. So we have our chilies chopped up. So the next ingredient we're going to add to our blender is going to be black pepper. This is also optional. If you want something a bit with a little bit of that pepper taste and spicy, then you can add it. Otherwise you don't have to add. I'm just going to add just a touch of it. And the next item we're going to add to this is going to be half a lemon, and that will be sufficient. So we're going to add juice from half a lemon. You want to make sure not to get any of the seeds into the blender. And this is almost ready. We're going to add a touch of salt. It's going to be just 1 small spoon of salt. And if you want, this is totally up to your taste as well, not required. And then we're going to add 2 spoons of salt, very small spoons of salt. To add is going to be our secret Greek yogurt. If you don't have Greek yogurt, you can go for a regular yogurt. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of yogurt. If you want something a bit more creamy, you can do 3 spoons, but we'll stick to 2. And that really also helps with a nice color as well. To add is going to be 1/5 cup of water, drinking water, and you want to make sure it's cold as well. And this is just to help with the grinding. So you want to make sure we're just going to pour it for serving, and it's ready So this is ready. This is a really nice sauce that you can use, that's natural. There's no food coloring, there's no chemicals, and you can use it for your sandwich spread, you can use it for your dipping sauce. I hope guys you enjoyed our harvest video, and thanks so much again for watching our videos. Please do hit the like and subscribe button, and see you next time. Bye.